that you have retired. You're 50-0. You walked away from the game. You made a lot of money, but you made more money than any boxer in history. But I'll be damned if you're gonna be on this show and I ain't gonna ask you. Are you thinking about coming back, Floyd Money Mayweather, with the Terence Crawford, with a Manny Pacquiao?
Great career, a tremendous career, an unbelievable career. But I mean, once again, we can't judge a guy. A guy is not great because he won one fight. To become a legendary great fighter, you must continue to go out there and beat good fighters and beat great fighters.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. responded directly to Terence Crawford after Crawford claimed he was the superior fighter. Mayweather pointed to his perfect record, world championships, and long reign of dominance as proof that he still stands as the greatest of all time, reinforcing his legacy and refusing to concede the debate over boxing supremacy.
And in the least amount of fights,
Yes, you did.
who got the highest gate?
You did.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time? So it's basically saying that.
Even so, Terence Crawford continues to show strong belief in his own ability, insisting that he is the more complete fighter overall. He has clearly stated that he would confidently face a prime Floyd Mayweather Jr. and feels his adaptability, ring intelligence, and ability to switch styles mid-fight would ultimately give him the edge and lead him to victory.
Prime Floyd.
Me?
No questions?
Oh, why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah.
Shane Mosley believes that Terence Crawford could potentially compete against the money version of Floyd Mayweather Jr., but he draws a clear line when it comes to Mayweather's prime. According to Mosley, no fighter would have been able to beat Floyd at his absolute peak. He explains that a younger Mayweather was faster, sharper, more aggressive, and far more dangerous offensively, combining elite speed with constant movement and precise attacking ability that made him extremely difficult to solve inside the ring.
It's the same mentality I got. Like he's hungry and he's gonna come after you. Mayweather's very tricky, but at the same time, Crawford will go right-handed and left-handed. So it would be a big problem for Mayweather. And if Mayweather gets hit with Crawford, like I hit him and rocked, it might not end well for Mayweather. They might be over it. But Mayweather could outbox Crawford, I think, because Crawford has the mindset that I'm trying to knock you out. And Mayweather knows how to play to that I'm trying to knock you out type of thing. Because he's used to people coming at him, trying to hit him hard all the time. The only person that I see that I can kind of like equate to, and this I think Crawford would have the edge, is Castillo. When Castillo fought Mayweather the first time. And fights like that, Mayweather has problems with Crawford. Because Crawford is hard, Crawford is very strong.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has long protected his legacy as one of the greatest fighters in boxing history with an undefeated 50-0 record, world championships across 5 weight divisions, and victories over elite names like Manny Pacquiao, Oscar de la Hoya, and Saul Alvarez. Many experts still believe that no fighter from the modern era has matched the level of success, dominance, and consistency he delivered inside the ring.
One of the great counterpunchers, one of the great boxers, one of the great fighters. I know he didn't get on his resume what was on the resume of some of these guys, but you can only beat the guys in your era. You can. I know he beat a couple really good guys in his era, and they were a little late. It was a little like Pacquiao was one of them. It was late in their careers. It wasn't when they were in the prime of their careers. I acknowledge that. I do. I acknowledge all of that. But he's still great. He's still great. And he's number 10. He starts this great list. And that's Floyd Money Mayweather. 49-0. Again, I don't even know what record to give you.
50-0. They count.
All right. So 50-0. I don't want to take nothing away from Floyd. You can't take nothing away from him. He's just great.
Terence Crawford has often shown respect toward Floyd Mayweather Jr. in public, even describing him as one of the greatest fighters of this era. However, Crawford's own achievements, especially becoming an undisputed champion in multiple weight divisions, have only intensified comparisons between the two. As a result, fans and analysts continue to debate who truly stands higher in boxing history, fueling an ongoing argument about legacy and greatness.
Comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather, how do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. There ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Greg Hackett spoke about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Crawford, suggesting that Crawford could be seen as the more complete fighter because of his size, versatility, and ability to switch styles mid-fight. However, he also acknowledged Mayweather's elite speed, ring IQ, and undefeated career, noting that those qualities still make him one of the most difficult opponents in boxing history.
Of course, you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do. He was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me. I could be wrong, but he didn't look so great to me because he was learning a lot about Madrimov while he was in there with Madrimov, opposed to Floyd Mayweather fighting Canelo, and we already know what this is. You know what I'm saying? And it's totally different styles, but I still got to give it to Mayweather. His confidence, his endurance, his speed, his ring generalship. You know what I mean? It's just a lot that he brought to the...
Even though experts continue debating who is better, Terence Crawford believes constant comparisons take away from what makes each fighter unique. He has made it clear that he respects Floyd Mayweather Jr., but he does not want his own legacy measured against another fighter's path, as he prefers to be remembered for his own journey and achievements in boxing.
Hey, did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep that real,
never. I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll beat it.
Well, you capping, bro. I know you thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, man.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, beat it. That. That's some hating type.
To me, like plot.
I ain't never been at.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has also explained that he stands apart from other fighters because he managed his own career and made all of his key business decisions himself, shaping his path in boxing on his own terms.
I had to take a hold of my own career and become my own boss. And when I was able to do that, because I talked about this on numerous different platforms, you know, how I bought myself out my contract for $750,000, and then I made $750 million in 3 fights. So I'm a little different from the rest of the fighters. You know, the less you get hit, the longer you last. So I didn't want to take too much punishment inside that square circle. If you see a lot of fighters, they can barely walk, they can barely talk, but still, you know, Floyd Mayweather has made smart moves, surrounded himself with a smart team, and I'm still making hundreds of millions.
Yeah. Floyd Mayweather Jr. stated that his success came not only from his achievements inside the ring, but also from what he built outside of it. He remained undefeated, strengthened his personal brand, made smart financial decisions, and ultimately transformed himself into one of the most recognizable global figures in boxing.
You grow as you watch, you see certain things, you grow. And I truly, I wasn't where I wanted to be as far as with my career. I really wanted to be everywhere. I wanted the Mayweather brand to be all around the world, not just in the US or not just in a certain city. I wanted to be worldwide. You know, a lot of athletes, only that, I mean, their careers are short. My career is long, and my career wasn't just inside that square circle. My real estate portfolio is unreal. Even with these gyms, we're going to constantly build, put people in position to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And we want people to come work out. And I talked about this with Robert Smith the other day. You know, when I text Robert and we talk, I said, you know, Robert, we both getting a lot of money. I don't have the money that you have. Of course, I'd have made over $1 billion, but health is our real.
At the same time, Andre Ward, a close friend of Terence Crawford and former world champion, has strongly defended him against arguments that his achievements fall short of Floyd Mayweather Jr. Ward highlights Crawford's versatility, elite skill level, and consistent success against top-tier opponents as clear evidence that he deserves to be mentioned in the same all-time greatness discussion.
Like Shakur, Devin, Boots
is my favorite.
It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I could bet the house on, but because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this, it's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. It's a lot of guys that talk it, but until you get in that real fire, I'm not saying a guy you fighting a guy you should beat. I'm saying a guy that it's a 50-50 matchup. We don't really know what you have. You don't even.
Andre Ward has even described Terence Crawford as the greatest fighter of this generation and remains one of his strongest supporters, not only because of their friendship, but also because he believes Crawford's dominance, adaptability, and consistency set him apart in modern boxing. Following Crawford's dominant victory over Errol Spence Jr., Ward stated that Bud had clearly proven he deserves to be regarded as the top fighter of this era.
He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turkey Al-Sheikh for putting it together. Just a great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there.
How special? You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background, and people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still.
Brian McIntyre strongly believes that Terence Crawford has already moved past Floyd Mayweather Jr. as a fighter. Following Crawford's dominant wins and historic success across multiple weight divisions, McIntyre praised Bud's complete skill set, highlighting his defense, adaptability, ring IQ, timing, and ability to switch stances mid-fight. He even agreed with comments from Saul Alvarez suggesting Crawford may be better than Mayweather, arguing that Crawford matches everything Floyd accomplished while adding more versatility and creative offense. McIntyre also pointed to Crawford's ability to adjust mid-fight and control opponents mentally and physically, along with his undisputed championships in multiple divisions, as clear proof that he belongs among the all-time greats in boxing.
Canelo fight and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Shane Mosley praised Terence Crawford as a more complete fighter overall, pointing to his physical advantages, longer reach, switch hitting ability, and overall flexibility inside the ring. Mosley explained that Crawford's capability to fight comfortably from both orthodox and southpaw stances would create major problems for Floyd Mayweather Jr., making him extremely difficult to read during a fight. He also highlighted Crawford's vision and punching power, suggesting those traits could allow him to edge a close contest. At the same time, Mosley showed deep respect for Mayweather, calling him one of the greatest and most gifted fighters in boxing history, noting that his defensive brilliance, ring IQ, and counterpunching would keep any matchup highly competitive. Still, Mosley believes Crawford's adaptability and offensive variety could give him the slight advantage in a fantasy showdown between two undefeated legends.
Or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.